Welcome everyone to the Marvel United Breakout Campaign, Part 1, Chapter 1, Breakout. You good with the plan? The mysterious man asks. Let me get this straight. A hooded, elderly gentleman replies sarcastically. You want me to short the most secure supervillain prison on the planet, break out your target, and get them to your drop point all while avoiding getting caught? Sounds like you're perfectly clear, the mystery man replies. You better be good for that money once this is done. The hooded man exits in a hurry without looking back. 2 days later, the Raft, high security supervillain prison, Riker Island, New York City. The Raft houses 87 of the world's most dangerous, superpowered and power-enhanced supervillains. To reach the cells, you have to take an elevator 10 floors below the ocean's surface. Today, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is there to interview a recent client, a superpowered individual who voluntarily turned himself over to Nick Fury. Along with Matt Murdock are 2 escorts, Luke Cage and Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. As S.H.I.E.L.D. agents escort the heroes to the prisoner, the lights suddenly go off and alarms begin to blare. Outside, electricity spreads across the sky, shaking the entire facility. The light emanating from the prison can be seen through New York City. Finally enjoying a night off with Mary Jane, Peter Parker slips out of the window, webbing a nearby police helicopter responding to the emergency. Arriving at the island, Spider-Man finds Captain America is already scoping things out along with Iron Man. You got a spare costume? Mine's soaked. What's happening here? Spider-Man asks. We just got here too. No time to chat. We don't know much, but right now we need to prevent Electro from shorting more of the facility and round up as many of the escaped prisoners as we can. Mind giving us an hand? So for Chapter 1, we see Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man and Daredevil teaming up to try to take down Electro. We're using the regular map tiles from the core box. In terms of threats, he has high voltage. When a hero takes damage in this location, they take 1 extra damage. Overpowered, play another master plan card after resolving the current one. And rechargeable, which means that Electro gains 3 health if he lands on that location with one of the symbols from his master plan deck. We are using wild cards, and the reason I will be using the wilds is basically because as soon as any of the heroes are knocked out, then they are out. So yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. So I've decided I'm going to be using the wild cards. But in terms of Electro, he has 9 health because we've got 4 heroes. His special rules are if a crisis token should be placed on a location that already has one, place the crisis token on the next clockwise location instead. As long as the location has a crisis token on it, heroes cannot use its end turn effect, so these get cancelled. When a hero is KO'd, Electro doesn't activate a BAM, instead he places 1 crisis token on that hero's location. For a BAM effect, he deals 1 damage to each hero in the location opposite to Electro's, and in both locations adjacent, so he's very damage heavy. For overflow, if 1 or more thug or civilian token can't be added to the location, just add 1 crisis token to that location. And he wins if a crisis token is placed on all locations. So we need to be very, very careful with the crisis. Hopefully we have the right team to do the job regardless. So let's get into it. So the villain always goes first, of course, and Electro doesn't move and plays a Blackout, which just places 1 crisis token on Electro's location. So 1 crisis token is going there. So Captain America is starting first, and he's just playing a double heroic card, which basically means he places 2 heroic tokens right there on high voltage. Iron Man is up next, and he plays a move and heroic, along with Captain America's 2 other heroic actions. So that means Iron Man moves to this location here, and then plays all 3 heroics, which gets rid of this threat. And at the end of the turn, he could discard 1 card from his hand to the bottom of the deck to remove 1 crisis token from anywhere. And he's going to do that by getting rid of this card, and so he gets rid of that crisis. Lastly, Daredevil plays a punch card, which means he gets Iron Man's move and heroic as well. So Daredevil plays the heroic here to clear this threat, moves, and then punches a thug. So Electro is up. He moves 1, bams, also uses the trigger action, and places 3 civilians. So Electro moves his 1, which puts him there, and he zaps Iron Man and the adjacent locations, so both Spidey and Cap also get zapped, and then he places the civilians. Electro, of course, also gains 3 extra health, and it also does mean that Iron Man is on 1 health right now. Very dangerous. So Spider-Man's up next. He's going to go web slinging, which gains himself 2 move tokens, but he is just going to move and punch. So Spider-Man just moves and then punches a thug. So it's back to Captain America. He gets a move and he plays a punch card, but also because of his leadership, he can give a wild token from the pool to another hero, and he's decided to give it to Iron Man. So Cap just moves to here and then punches his thug. So Iron Man, he's going to play his double wild card, and he's also going to use that wild that he just gained from Cap, along with Cap's punch. So Iron Man moves with the wild that he gained from Cap. He then punches one of the thugs, and then uses the other wild to place 2 heroics. So Electro, he moves 3, and then he's going to bam. He is not going to be able to activate that location effect, but he will place 3 thugs. So Electro moves his 3, 1, 2, 3. He then zaps this area here, hits both Cap and Daredevil, so Cap has unfortunately now down to 1 health. Nothing happens in the other location. He then places his 3 thugs. So Daredevil is up, and he plays a move and punch card along with Iron Man's wilds. So for the 2 wilds, he just places these 2 right here. He then moves and punches a thug. So Spider-Man uses his great power ability along with Daredevil's move and punch. So Spider-Man basically gets 4 punches and 2 moves that he can use in any sort of way he wants. So this is a little bit complicated, but follow me. He's going to punch first, get rid of this thug, move, use 2 punches to get rid of those, moves again, and then punches that thug. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome, especially because now all the villains, the thugs, are defeated. So that is an unlock on the threat track. And Spider-Man, because he defeated 3 thugs, he gets 3 heroic tokens. So Cap, he plays his leadership card. He just gains himself a move and heroic action, but he gives himself a heroic to another hero. And I think it's going to be Iron Man. So the first thing he does is he clears this threat right here, has a look at the end of turn effect, and it's not the best, so he's now just going to move. So Electro performs a blackout, and all that means is he doesn't move, but places 1 crisis token on his location. So that means that the end of turn effect to get rid of crisis tokens, which is the only way we can get rid of crisis tokens, is now done. Well, that's that. So it's now back to Iron Man's turn, and Iron Man's going to play a double punch card. Why? Because this heroic right here is going to remove the one from his area. He's then going to use the wild token as a move, and then go and punch Electro in the face. So Iron Man clears this threat, moves, and double taps Electro. So Daredevil is up then, and he's going to play a double wild card. And what that means is Daredevil moves, and then triple taps Electro, which leaves him on 7 health. So unfortunately for Electro, he pulls out a move nothing, so he can't escape from Daredevil and Iron Man, but he does end up placing 3 thugs and 3 civvies. So off camera, he obviously doesn't move, and I've just filled out the locations. That was close to overflow though. So with Spider-Man, we're going a bit long-winded here, so bear with me. First things first, we're going to use the 3 heroic tokens he gained to fill up that location and clear it. He's then going to use his 2 move tokens that he gained. So Spider-Man basically moves down to here. And then he's going to use his double wild along with Daredevil's double wild to basically punch Electro in the face 4 times and leave him on 3 health. So Captain America's up next, and he's going to use his double wild along with Spider-Man's double wild. So basically all Cap's doing is he's moving 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to punch Electro for 1. So Electro moves 5, and then he's going to bam. The location effect won't matter because he's going to be here. And the bam's not going to matter either, is it? Because it's going to be zoom, zoom, zoom. So, very lucky. Yeah, got lucky with that one. So, there is going to be overflow though. Yep, there is. So the first thing is Electro moves 5. We know there's 6 on the board, so 5 is just -1. That puts him there. No location effect to activate. He bams opposite, and then 2 adjacent, so it doesn't matter. And then I've got to work out the overflow. We'll be honest, I was honestly panicking then because of the overflow and the crisis tokens, but it doesn't matter that much. So this location is now full but didn't have overflow. This location did, so it gets the crisis. That's already got a crisis, caused overflow, so it just travelled up to that one. So we should in all honesty be able to take Electro out next round. And it is going to be Iron Man to do the deed because he's going to play a move along with Captain America's 2 wilds. So Iron Man basically moves. There he is. Lost him then. And with Cap's 2 wilds, he's going to punch Electro twice, which knocks him out, and we win Chapter 1. Despite holding off Electro's attempts to depower all of the raft and freeing the entire prison, 28 dangerous superpowered criminals remain unaccounted for. Taskmaster, Carnage, and Green Goblin are just a few of the villains that manage to escape. As you restore power to New York City, you see Electro escape with one of the prisoners, just avoiding Spider-Man's web shot. 57. That's how many thugs we were able to recapture Iron Man size. It's a miracle we were even close enough to do anything about it, Daredevil adds. Well, it looks like work is cut out for us. I know you all have busy lives, but we kind of made a great team just now. I understand if you can't help out further, but Tony and I were talking, and we think it's time to reassemble the Avengers. Captain America smiles. Rogers is right. We could use all the help we can get. Nick Fury appears, as if from thin air. Electro couldn't have pulled this stunt off on his own, but we're not sure who's helping him, why he risked breaking free these prisoners, or whom he escaped with at the end. While our agents investigate the bigger plan that's going on here, New York City is overrun. There are 3 situations happening as we speak. that I could use your help with ASAP. First Rhino is terrorising the city. He's kind of dumb, so I don't think he's planning anything particularly mischievous, but he's still putting the city in danger. Plan to take a team that's fast on their feet if you choose. Second now would be our best shot of recapturing Sandman. That swim across the bay couldn't have been gentle on his sandy complexion, but be careful, he grows extremely quickly, and if he grows too large, it's game over. Lastly, Kingpin isn't too happy with all the sudden increase in competition for his territory. Some of you should go check it out and teach them that the city doesn't belong to gangsters. And that's it for now. We're going to split the teams up and go to scenario 2, 3, and 4. See you soon.